When it comes to software engineering, testing has always been something that's pretty important, but now that I'm getting more into agentic coding, I'm finding that having a good suite of Playwright tests is pretty invaluable because these coding agents can actually start calling your test after they've made refactoring or changes in your code base and automatically try to fix the things that they broke. So I wanted to demo that out to you all and also talk about the Playwright test suite that I have set up and why you should probably have one set up as well in your project. Now to kind of demo this, I'm going to have to make up a scenario just to kind of show you how this works, but I do have a Playwright test that goes through the course platform page. So if I click on this one, it basically loads up this learn page, and then it clicks on this segment to make sure that we can navigate between the different segments of our course. But then it also clicks on the next button and the previous buttons to make sure that we can navigate forward and backwards between these lessons or segments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt Claude to delete these buttons down here. And then I'm also going to tell it to double check your code changes by running my Playwright test suite. And that should fail, and then hopefully I'll go back and fix the test or revert what it changed. Let's say remove the previous lesson and next lesson buttons. After doing so, run my Playwright test suite. And if it breaks, fix any code or revert code on failing tests. Okay, let's just go ahead and kick this off. Now this is different from the Playwright MCP. There is an MCP server you can set up, which I do have installed, where you can actually have agents load up a browser and look at your page. And I actually used that to try to solve like a weird styling issue where like on mobile stuff was getting kind of squeezed off the side. So I told my agent to kind of fix a bug and then also load up the Playwright MCP. So it loaded my app and it scaled it down automatically. And then it looked at the DOM to try to figure out like what classes could potentially be screwing up the horizontal scrolling. And it actually fixed it, right? It could actually like go back and forth with Playwright and take screenshots of your page and take those screenshots and pass it into Claude Code to do analysis on what the page looks like. So I think as we progress with agentic coding, we're going to have agents that are really fully automated, loading up your application, taking screenshots, refactoring, making it look better, making it more responsive, making it accessible. And I think these test runners like Playwright, maybe Cypress has something as well, are going to enable a lot more automation than what we had in the past. Okay, so you can see here it's kind of going through my code and deleting stuff, but at some point it probably should kick off my Playwright tests. So now it's on the next to do, run Playwright test suite, missing script test end to end. I think what I need to do is actually update my Claude and probably add some more commands here. So I say npm run test let me actually say testing operations. Go this and say to run the Playwright test suite against my running application. Okay. There's a bunch of other test things, so let's see if we can actually get to it. npm test. I finally got to it. I'm going to click yes, and now it's going to run the tests. And I'm hoping these tests fail, because if they don't, then these tests are just poorly written. Okay, and so it automatically loaded up this terminal here, and you can see this test is failing because it can't click on the back button. And of course, because we deleted the back button. Now, I think it might have actually ran the wrong test, so I may have to stop this. So we want to run this in headless mode, and I'm not really sure how to do that. Test Firefox, Chrome, install, read bug. It looks like I'm running interactive mode because I'm using reporter HTML. And so what I could do here is in the Playwright config. Let's just go to the Playwright config. Let's find reporter. I think I want to just say process envci. We'll say list. But I might even just do list here. I don't really like the HTML mode. You know what? I'm going to switch this to list real quick and see if that'll just like print out the list instead of requiring me to do a command C to like close it. Okay, there. Now it's actually failing. We get an exit code. Exit money sign question mark, we get 1. Okay, so let's go back to Claude. I apologize for that. I didn't really set up before this this thing. So I'm going to say continue running the tests, okay? Because I did interrupt it to fix this issue. And that is something you're going to see with agentic coding. I mean, like, you still have to know how to code and fix these things, or else you're just going to be sitting here waiting for prompts to finish. So you find a way to balance, like, when is it faster to ask AI to do the thing versus when can I just do it myself because I know what I'm doing? And often just going to the docs and reading through and trying to ask questions with, like, you know, the cursor prompting mode. That's why I like having cursor open too, because I can run it with faster models instead of having to wait for Sonnet to like respond. Okay, so I did have to kind of help Claude out a little bit. It started just refactoring my tests. Do not change my tests. Okay, so that's something you're gonna have to double check. If you have tests over your code base, you don't want your agents modifying your tests to make them pass, right? Fix the code, don't just refactor your tests, unless you actually like change something. Again, this is all for demo purposes, so I can like show that the agent can break your code and then run your tests for you. That's literally all I'm trying to demo here. It's not really going too well for the demo, but ultimately, when you're asking these agents to change many pages and many features, there's a chance that they're going to break some existing functionality. And so you can now have these agents call your test suites or load up your Playwright MCP and verify things while it's running. Okay, and you can also create sub-agents. So in here, inside of Claude, you could potentially create a sub-agent, which I do believe I have one, just sometimes it doesn't really kick off all the time. But you can create a sub-agent called like the Playwright Test Engineer, who after you prompt it to make changes to your code base or refactor things, this sub-agent could just automatically kick off in the background and start testing against your code base. All right, so right here, the test failed because it's looking for the previous next lesson button that I removed. Since you don't want me to change your test, I need to revert the changes to video control. Yes, go ahead and revert those. And now we're back to where we started, okay? So full circle, we have finished the little experiment that I'm talking about.
An agent finished their work on user command disclaimer.
I got to fix that. I have a hook that reads out the feature or task that I originally prompted. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it can get the actual prompt name correct, so I got to fix that one. But overall, that's the idea. Make sure you're writing Playwright tests. Make sure you are doing some type of like test-driven development. I think that's going to become much more important with agentic coding, where you have to define your requirements, write your tests, and then you can kick off the agent to start implementing stuff, and it can run the test against its implementation as it's building out to verify it's doing everything correctly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good day and happy coding.